I'm Richard Taylor and I'm here on Midsummer Common in Cambridge, and it's Midsummer Fair today. It's the 24th of June 2017, and I've come down to have a look at the operation of some civilians here who've been given policing powers. They're wearing Community Safety Accreditation Scheme badges, and on their backs it says Police Accredited Traffic Officer, or words to that effect. So now, these officers, I think many people probably don't realise they exist, but we've got them in Addenbrooke's Hospital, we've got them in Peterborough, from Peterborough City Council, South Cambridgeshire District Council, and there are two traffic management organisations who've been delegated policing powers in Cambridgeshire. Now, Cambridgeshire Police say that these people should be holding designation cards which show people what their powers are. Well, I think the scheme's it's not very good because it's not obvious to people who are driving down this road that these people here, the ones in the fluorescent yellow jackets, actually are holding policing powers, because you can't really see their badges, and it's not really clear. I don't think many people will understand what their badges mean. So I've been looking into this issue of community safety accreditation, how well it's publicised, how well people know what powers people have, for quite some time now. And this is an opportunity here on Midsummer Fair to come and see how it's operating, because this is the only time I've actually seen these badges being worn by people in Cambridge. So something I thought I would do when these people are having a quiet moment is ask them if I can see one of these designation cards, just to see whether they are actually holding these powers in Cambridge, and if they've got a designation card signed by our Chief Constable. I'm also, of course, interested to see what powers they've got and what powers they've got available to them to use today. The two parking companies which Cambridgeshire's Chief Constable has delegated policing powers to are called Combined Service Provider and Cash and Traffic Management Limited. So one thing I'd like to find out today is if these officers working on Midsummer Fair are working for one of those two designated companies. Of course, the individuals as well have to be designated, not just the companies, but the Chief Constable has designated staff from those organisations according to the Police and Crime Commissioner's website. So I think it's fairly clear that these officers aren't very busy at the moment, and I wouldn't be obstructing them in their duties if I were to go across and ask them about their powers. And so what I'm going to do is start my phone recording as well, and go across and have a chat to the individual with the policing powers. So it's all rolling. Oh, brilliant, he seems to be coming across to have a word with me. Hello. Which is brilliant. There's the sun. Hello. I'm Richard Taylor. I'm a local resident, and I'm particularly interested in the civilians like you who've been exercising police powers today. And I wondered if I could ask you who you are working for, please. Hello. And would it be possible to have a look at your designation card, please? Just because I'm interested to see whether you have a designation from the Chief Constable of Cambridgeshire. So you're not being very cooperative. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. So thank you. So I can see actually from your ID card you are working for Cash and Traffic Management, which is exactly what I wanted to. Thank you very much. I do think, though, that it's not very appropriate for someone who's exercising police powers not to answer such straightforward questions from members of the public. So could I see your designation card, please? I've explained why I'd like to see your designation card, and that's because I'd like just to know whether it has actually been signed by the Chief Constable of Cambridgeshire. I've slowed down something that happened there so that you can see it more clearly. When I was reading the officer's company name from his ID card, he then put his hand over the card, presumably to try and prevent me from reading any further information from it. Excuse me, if you've got a moment, please. I'm Richard Taylor. I'm a local resident, and I've been interested in the policing powers which have been designated to civilians here today. And I've been asking some of these civilians with policing powers if they'll let me see their designation card, because I'm interested to know whether they're actually designated by the Chief Constable of Cambridgeshire or not. They're not officers at all. So they're Community Safety Accreditation Scheme accredited officers according to the badges that they're wearing. Yeah. So what I'm interested to know is whether they've got...
They're not sworn in by the Chief Constable?
No, but they are designated by... Well, they're purporting to be designated by the Chief Constable and holding police powers by wearing that logo that you can see these three people wearing. So I've asked them if I could see their designation card, which the Force website says that these people should be carrying.
Okay.
I was wondering...
Any reason why you would like to see it?
Yes, because I'd like to know whether they're actually designated by our Chief Constable here in Cambridgeshire.
That's all right, but for what purpose?
So that I can...
Is there any particular purpose or reason why you would wish to do so?
Yes.
Just out of interest.
Yes, it's so that we can properly scrutinise the deployment of policing powers here today.
Right. Unfortunately, we're working, so I'm not about to give you the answers that you require.
Okay. No, thank you. I'm here reporting journalistically on the day and on whose authority and why.
Well, for one, you're not filming any of us. So if you want to film, you go down that in the film.
That's very interesting to be thrown off Midsummer Common by somebody. It seems to be quite aggressive, that, and quite unpleasant. So I think I'm actually tempted to walk away on those grounds. We do seem to have these officers actually talking to people on the road now. So and of course people will be able to see the Community Safety Accreditation Scheme badges through the window there, and will presumably be thinking that they've got police powers. I don't think I've spoken to this man, so I could actually ask him, but he does seem to be working at the moment, so I think I won't ask him at this point. Because I'm aware there's a particular offence which is obstructing one of these people, these accredited officers in their duties. So I don't want to risk that offence at all. So that was a little bit scary. There was a little bit of hostility there, which I wouldn't expect from people exercising policing powers. But I did do something I've been meaning to do for a number of years now, to come down and ask those people wearing the Community Safety Accreditation Scheme badge if they've actually got a designation card and an authorisation from our Chief Constable here in Cambridgeshire. I spoke to one of them and they refused to let me see their designation card. So at least that now is evidence which I can take back to councillors, members of the Police and Crime Panel and the Police and Crime Commissioner and the Chief Constable, and ask them if they're happy with the way that civilians with policing powers are behaving here in Cambridge. So I think I should say that as far as I know, everything is above board, although I don't know the details of the consultation which took place with Cambridge City Council before this company and these individuals were given the police powers. But as far as I know, everything's above board. These people do have powers delegated to them by the Chief Constable, but I should have been able to check that. And checking that's something that I've wanted to do for quite some time, having first seen a few years ago at this event people wearing these badges indicating that they've got police powers. So I'm glad that I've gone along now and I've done that and I've checked it out and published what I found.